What if the world feared you before it even knew your name? A child, born into royalty, destined for power, only to be discarded like a forgotten mistake. A newborn, left to die in the darkness of the forest, abandoned by the very people who should have worshipped him. They thought he was weak, powerless, nothing more than a burden. But they had no idea, they had just cast away a god in human form. This is the story of a man too powerful for the world to comprehend. A man who could rewrite fate itself. But with limitless strength comes a question. Will he rise as a ruler? Or vanish as a ghost, leaving behind only a legend? This is his story. The moment he entered this world, he was judged unworthy. His birth should have been a celebration, a future king, heir to a powerful empire. But the people of this world do not trust words or fate. They trust power. At birth, every child is tested. A crystal, designed to measure magical potential, determines their value. And when they brought the crystal before the infant prince, nothing happened. No glow. No energy. No sign of strength. The decision was swift. A failure. A disgrace. An embarrassment to the throne. The king and queen, his own parents, gave the order. Dispose of him. Before sunrise, the child was taken deep into the cursed forest, a place where monsters lurked in the shadows, where no human had ever returned alive. Left alone, wrapped in silence, his fate was sealed. Or so they thought. The forest was a graveyard of forgotten souls, a place where even warriors met their end. And as the night fell, the ground trembled beneath the footsteps of a beast of legend. A Fenrir. A creature of nightmares. Towering, covered in silver fur, with eyes like burning coals, it had ruled these lands for centuries, devouring anything in its path. It saw the infant. It smelled weakness. It prepared to strike. And then, it stopped. Not by choice. Not by fear. But because something impossible had just happened. A barrier, an unseen force, formed around the child. Indestructible. Untouchable. A magic so absolute that even the monster, a being of raw destruction, could do nothing against it. For the first time in its existence, the beast was powerless. And it understood one thing. This was no ordinary human. This was a force beyond nature itself. And so, instead of killing the child, the beast did something it had never done before. It lowered its head. A monster, feared by all, had found its master. And in that moment, the forgotten prince became something more. The boy grew. Hidden from the world. Raised in secrecy by a nobleman who had discovered his existence. A man who saw not a mistake, but a miracle. His power was limitless. His barrier magic was unlike anything in history. It was not a mere shield. It was absolute domination over reality itself. He could manipulate the very fabric of existence, bending the laws of the world to his will. But what good is power, when you have no reason to use it? The boy had no kingdom, no family, no war to fight. All he wanted was a life of peace, a simple existence free from the weight of his own strength. But the world does not ignore anomalies. The day would come when he could no longer remain hidden. To the world, he was nobody. A nameless student in a school of magic, just another face in the crowd. That was how he wanted it. But there was a problem. How do you stay invisible, when your very existence defies logic? Duelists challenged him. He shattered them without lifting a finger. Assassins came for his life. They never even got close. He stopped a demon invasion alone, and then walked away before anyone could understand what had happened. The whispers began. The rumors spread. The world was starting to realize. There was something among them that should not exist. And the kings, the emperors, the rulers of nations, began to fear the ghost in their midst. By now, he could no longer hide. The kingdom that had cast him away wanted him back. But not as a prince. As a weapon. The nobles sought to control him. The royals sought to use him. The enemies of the empire sought to eliminate him before he could tip the scales of power. But they had all made one mistake. They thought he could be controlled. They thought he had a weakness. They thought he was like them. They had no idea that he was beyond them. So now, the question remains. Will he rise? Will he claim the throne that was stolen from him? Will he shatter the world that rejected him? Will he become the ruler they never wanted? Or the nightmare they never saw coming? Or Will he simply disappear, leaving behind only a legend? Because when you're the strongest, you don't know the world an answer. The answer lies within the anime called, Am I actually the strongest? Now that you know the legend, the question is, what would you do? Would you take your revenge? Would you claim your empire? Or would you simply walk away, knowing that nothing in this world could ever touch you? Let us know in the comments. And if you crave more stories of absolute power, subscribe now. Because the next legend is just around the corner.